Hello, it's Gina Brandsetter here, and I'm coming to you today live with day 5 project for the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Box. So I have been doing this and videoing them and then uploading the video because I've been so busy, but today I've got time to actually come to you live and create with you live online. So this is the 12 Days of Crafting box, and when you order this, you also get this stamp set that has images and sentiments. It has both of these. We are going to use this. I've been using this, I think, almost every day that I have been creating. And so far, we have opened 4 days of products, and the first day was some little dies. Second day was paper, which I have started using the paper. It's a lot of paper. There's 20 sheets of paper. Let's see, day 3, believe, was these little gold gems, and I made a shaker card. And then day 4, I have a lot of these little shapes that you can use for sentiments. They are all gold embossed. I think there was 18 of them. I will use one of those today. And today, let's see what we have in our box for day 5. Day 5 is right here. Open it up. It looks like stencils and a little stenciling brush. Put my box out of the way here. So your brush will be clean. I have to admit, I had to play with mine to see how it worked and see what I wanted to do, but it is a little stenciling brush and some stencils. And let's pull these out and let you look at them. It's a little stenciling brush. Now that's different from the stenciling brushes that we are used to. And there are 4 stencils, and I don't think you can see this, but each one of them are numbered. So that helps you layer them to know the order that you want, the best order to do them. So today I'm going to create a card, and it's going to be a regular size card. And I was looking at the paper, and I think I'm using a piece of this paper here, but I wanted to create something that was similar. So this caught my eye because the stencil is a lot like that. So I decided I am going to use Old Olive and Misty Moonlight on my flowers. And I'm going to stencil on this piece right here, and then what I will do is I will cut it down. And for today, I'm just going to use the stencil just as it is. And this is stencil number 1. And I'm going to make a little notch right here so that I will know where to line up. And let's just take this down so it doesn't move. And the first one I'm going to do is with Old Olive, and I'm going to do it in the lighter color. Just mask this right here because I'm going to do the flowers in Misty Moonlight. And I want to get a piece of scratch paper over here because I want this to be lighter. I need to dab it off a little bit. There, I'm just doing the flowers there. And put this one aside so I don't dab the wrong ink color. Now the other one, I'm going to do all of the rest of these flowers in Misty Moonlight. Let's dab off some of that color because I want the background to be lighter. Just get a little bit going here. Okay, so now let's go with stencil number 2. Set this one aside. This has the little This is the one that I will use the darker color on. So let's do the green first. Old Olive. And I do not need to dab this one off. I'm just going to do it directly after I've inked it up real good to give it that dark color. Now let's do Misty Moonlight. Same thing. I want it to be darker. Okay, let's see what this looks like so far. Very pretty. Okay, pull this up so you can see. I really like the darker and the lighter colors. Now, stencil number 3. This has some leaves, and I think I'm going to go lighter on the leaves. I've lined that up. So I do want to dab this off. And you'll wonder why. Why am I not using the little stencil brush that came in the kit? I'm going to use that one next. There's what we have so far. So the next one are the branches. And I'm going to do those all in green, Old Olive. We've also got some little dots for the flowers. I may just go ahead and do those in, let me see if I can do that in Darling Duckling with this stencil brush. This is almost like a painter. Yeah, there we go. Just a little dab is just enough. Okay, so the rest of these I'm going to do in the green. I'm just going to dab that off. Let's put the blue away. I'm just going to do this like I'm painting. Goes in there very easily. It's almost like a paintbrush. And it works great for these fine little lines. I feel like I'm painting today. Okay. There we go. Now let's check out our finished stencil. Ooh, this is so pretty. So pretty. Okay, and let's set these other, I'm not done with all of the stencils. I am done with these 3. Going to wipe this one off here. I'm going to use this on the base of my card. So let's just set this aside, and I am going to trim. I'm going to trim this down. I have a mat for it, which is 3.5 by 3.25. So we want it to be 3. Let's trim a little on this side, cutting it down to 3 inches by 3.25. Let's do a little bit on each top and bottom here. There we go. Now, that should work for our map. Yes, that is what we want. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on. And let's set it up here. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I want to stencil the base of the card. And again, I'm getting the inspiration from this piece of paper. And see this gray? I am going to use this stencil, and I am just going to randomly stencil with gray granite. This will be my background. So let's pull this over here. I want it to be light. I don't want it to be dark. So we'll just tap some of that off. And I'm going to cover up some of these areas because I don't want any of that. Okay. And this will just be random. Okay, and I am using a strip of my inspiration paper on the side. So it'll look like that. Doesn't look like much yet, but let's see what the finished product ends up looking like before I put it all together. Now let's pull out, before I put it all together, I'm going to pull out one of these circles. We'll go on the center there, and I am going to stamp a sentiment. Let's do thinking of you, or how about for someone extra special? That fits on there really nice. Yes. And I'm going to stamp this one in Secret C. Using the darker inks, not quite black, but it's still a color. Okay, I think we're ready to assemble. So let's add our little inspiration strip. And before I add this, let's add, this is a 1/4 inch wide ribbon that is Misty Moonlight. And I've been using this a lot on my 12 Days of Crafting projects. And as a reminder, when you buy the crafting box from me, at the end of the 12 days, I will send you a complete guide with each project that I have created. The guide will include the template, the products I used, and a photograph and instructions on how to create that same project. So you will have 12 days of crafting projects. Scissors, okay. And we are ready to put this on. We'll just do this in the center. And I think I want to pop it up, so let's use a little bit of couple of dimensions. Put it on the side so I can go on top of the ribbon there. Kind of in the center, I'm just eyeballing it. And let's just add a little bit of bling by using some of these gold gems that we got the other day. and they are not adhesive back. So let's see. Just gonna put a couple of dots of glue. Get a quick pick tool here. Let me put these down. There we go. And let's do another one. We'll do one on the side. There. Okay, let's do a close-up so you can see the finished product. So we've got the subtle background in gray granite, our inspiration piece of the paper from day 2, our stencil from day 5, and our glitter gems from day 3. So that is day 5's 12 days of crafting project. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be back tomorrow with day 6.